at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning, put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real, real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently, singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, viewers. This is the Tobago Update Show coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. Yes, it is 7 a.m. and this is Friday, the 31st of December 2021. It's the final day of the year. I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to you, those of you viewing us right here in Tobago, in Trinidad, in the Caribbean, and on the live. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So it is Happy New Year. New Year's greetings going out to all of you. It is New Year's Eve today in Trinidad and Tobago, and in the Caribbean we say, it's All Year's Day.
All Year's Day, All Year's Day.
So happy All Year's, in fact, happy All Year's Day to you, Julian, and happy 2022.
Yes, I want to take the opportunity as well to wish you, Rhea. You know, this is All Year's Day, the rock back, the relax, have a beverage in hand, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, do it within the confines of the COVID protocols. I'm just saying, all right? As you celebrate, you know, some of us will be in church celebrating, this evening as we cross into the new year.
That's right.
Some would spend it, on time within their family homes in prayer as you transition into the new year. Some will be out at the celebratory type events. Within the COVID protocols, I see there are opportunities for dining out and so on, all of that happening
I hear you
this
stressing
evening.
within the COVID protocols.
Yes. That's very, very important, because remember now we have the safe zones and so operating. And tonight, quite frankly, will be a highlight for the year. In terms of persons being able to utilize these safe zones in order to enjoy and transition into the new year. So it's an opportunity to also wish each and every one of you a Happy New Year in terms of the celebrations that's going to happen. Rhea, we had some quick things happening on the front yesterday. Particularly, we saw a very excellent move, I would say, on the part of our current Chief Secretary, showing regard and respect for those who have gone before him, and they are here with us, alive and well. And I think we saw former THA Chairman, Jeff Davidson.
Yes.
We also saw the first Chief Secretary, Uchoy Charles.
And you need to stress that.
Yes.
First.
Very important. The first Chief Secretary, when that title, came about in terms of the responsibilities and so we had the first Chief Secretary, Uchoy Charles, and we also had Chief Secretary, former Chief Secretary and former Secretary for the Division of Education, Kelvin Charles.
Yes.
Joining there yesterday, and most the responses I've been seeing via social media and generally the conversation around is excellent move, Chief Secretary Fali Agustin. And I really want to commend our Chief Secretary this morning. I'm moving in the right direction, Rhea.
But noticeably missing.
Oh yes.
Noticeably missing.
We did not see the former Chief Secretary Dennis as well as former Chief Secretary of London. But I think somewhat the former Chief Secretary Orville London might be understandable because, in all honesty, since he returned here after his responsibilities in the UK, even on his own political platform, he hasn't done very much very much public appearances. In fact, I can probably only recall one meeting, a Signal Hill meeting where I saw the media cast and he was there in support, and he wasn't even at the forefront to say on the platform.
Okay.
Him and his wife sitting in the audience, but he hasn't been doing much public. I suppose this is a transition time in his life. You know, you just want to rock back and relax. But I honestly have no clue what's the reason for our most recent, in terms of Dennis, you know, not being former Chief Secretary, not being a part of the lineup. But most importantly, I think it was a good signal, a good indication, and you know, it shows some sense of regard and respect for those who have gone before you. Because I'm almost certain, I would hate to think that an invitation was not extended to all. I'm almost certain, and I can say, you know, with some degree of confidence, because I can't see you selecting, I will invite Rhea, but I would invite Julian. Not at all.
No, that won't happen.
That would not happen at all. So, you know, we're almost certain that definitely it would have been extended to all.
Right.
However, those who were there would have been the ones who accepted the invitation.
As well, in the public domain, Julian, we hear the political leader of the PDP indicating that
he's making statements now.
I tell you, bold statements about the PDP vying for every elections, well, after this THA elections. So for the upcoming, for the next general elections, the PDP would be vying for seats in Trinidad.
Yes, and you see, it's very interesting. You saw on the campaign trail where the other side was speaking to the fact about him wanting to be Prime Minister of Tobago. And I don't think that was ever the case for him. No. Ultimately for him, like anyone else, you know, he's also interested in the party going at a national level. And therefore, quite frankly, the only way to get to that prime ministerial portfolio in this country is at the national level.
You got to cross the waters.
That's it. So he gave a clear indication, you know, yesterday when he made statements, and I think that was also in the context of his final day in office as PSA president, Watson Duke, and you know, interesting times that he is moving on from the PSA, especially when we're dealing with this upcoming public service matter. Some saying, oh God, no, more than ever, we wanted to hear what Watson would have had to say, but he has kept very quiet on those matters and speaking to the relevance in the context of the politics and informing that yes, you can look out for the PDP on the national front, so that Farley takes the lead, and now it kind of begins to make even more sense why you would have your deputy political leader take the lead in the Tobago space, and then you now would lead the charge at the national level in terms of in terms of moving it forward. Because I think fundamentally, you know, and in all honesty, we can only hope for some real change in Tobago. Let's say if we see the days once again where Tobago is not only in Tobago, but Tobago is also represented in a wider number in Trinidad. We would have seen that years ago with A&R Robinson.
Yes.
You know, at that time, having the benefit of, what was it? It was 33-3. 33-3 back then. We don't know if we'll ever see those days. You know, sometimes they say history repeats itself. So that is left to be seen. In terms of the landscape. But I'm sure, Rhea, there is also that question on the minds of many. Will the PDP be going at it alone at the national level?
Well,
or would the PDP be partnering with anyone?
With any other party.
At the national level. So that's left to be seen. It's still early days yet.
Yes.
Our next general elections are constitutionally due, and that's in 2025. And you know, you have to say constitutionally due now because of what happened with Barbados.
Yes, snap elections, you know, it can happen. So
can be called, right. Most definitely.
So we have some quick birthday greetings before we go to the break this morning. Birthday greetings going out to Carol Adams, my good friend in Trinidad. Karen, we're wishing you a happy birthday today and a great day. I trust that today is going to be better for you than it was yesterday, or than yesterday was, but have a great day. So love to you from the entire Richardson clan, all of us here in Tobago, from Auntie Esther, Auntie Joan, Brother Elton, everybody, love going out to you. And to Auntie Agnes Richardson, happy birthday going out to you today. So love from the Tobago family. Uncle Ray, Auntie Liz, good morning to you, Uncle Ray. From Auntie Joan, Uncle Elton, the entire family, Auntie Esther, everybody. So love going out to you as well.
Well, Rhea, I also want to take the opportunity this morning to send out birthday greetings to Silvis Atkins. Silvis Atkins, good morning and a happy birthday to you. It's the 31st of December and really trusting that you have an enjoyable one. The entire family, husband, children, everybody in the lineup. We trust that you have an enjoyable one. We know that they've got things in store for you to ensure mommy and wifey has an enjoyable day today. So Silvis Atkins, wishing you a happy birthday and God's continued blessings coming from my family as well as the Tobago Updates family here to ensuring that you have an enjoyable day. Rhea, I'm going to our live here this morning and we are seeing an indication here. Interesting comment coming forward, coming from Nikki Nick. So this is not courtesy Tobago Updates, but we are courtesy Nikki Nick. She's saying that the chief secretary said one had a prior engagement for the two that were absent. Right. One had a prior engagement and the other did not want to be in public life. So very accurate. I am going to take the chance to say very clearly.
we can tell.
Yes, Chief Secretary of London might be the one that would have naturally made the decision not to be, in public life at this time, making that transition from what he had been involved for so many years. And I want to suspect very strongly that the prior engagement may have been Chief Secretary Dennis. But Rhea, unfortunately, I would think that you would have made some time. But we don't know the extent of what the prior engagement might have been. But nonetheless, kudos to the initiative, most definitely on the part of Chief Secretary Farley Augustine, definitely giving us an indication and leading the way. Listra Cowie, Scotland, good morning to you as well. I'm seeing all the best to Julian and Rhea for 2022. So certainly we happy to hear from you all. I'm seeing Dora Lyons. Isn't that Auntie Dora?
That's Auntie Dora. Good morning to you, Auntie Dora. Love, Happy New Year going out to you.
Yes, we also have Joan Richardson on the live this morning.
Good morning, Mommy.
Yeah, and you can see they having a conversation. Joan wishing Auntie Dora morning and a Happy New Year via the live. All right? That's definitely, the energy here on Tobago Updates.
That's right. So a little switch up in our program this morning. Julian, to start us off this morning, we will be starting this morning with Father Phil.
Right, but just before Father Phil, I'm told that before we get in, that's the lineup we have this morning. Oh, well, all right. I'm going to go with that in Jesus' name, folks. Not a problem at all.
That's right. So we're kicking things off this morning with Father Phil Isaac. He's going to be on the program. And this is the time when everyone is talking about New Year's resolutions. Oh, I didn't do this well in 2021, but for 2022, I will. I'm going to walk, I'm going to exercise. Yeah, just some of my goals. Walk and I'm going to exercise. I'm going to drop 10 pounds here. I'm going to do what. So, he's not so much for resolutions. He'll tell us why and what we can do instead.
All right, and he'll definitely give us his perspective on that. Then we have on the lineup this morning Ronaldo Belfon, and that's the operations manager across there at Viewport Supermarket. Rhea, Viewport just won an award and being recognized here at the national level. So we're happy for that in terms of Tobago showing its support. And I'm also even told, let me put Viewport on the spot, that they might be announcing, I got a broadcast this morning that they might be announcing a little something for Tobago based on the response. So you'll hear all about that award and the initiative coming up in that segment this morning.
As well, Pastor Josan Alibi Dai is going to be joining us, and again we continue the discussion on after your resolutions, then what? So you made the New Year's resolutions. Do you just sit back, relax, and allow it to unfold, or do you have to work at it? So she'll tell us more about that.
Right, and we also want to drop in the morning birthday greetings to just came in Shezlan Solomon. Shezlan Solomon, happy birthday to you. We trust that you have an enjoyable one coming to you, all the love and energy coming from the Tobago Updates family. All right, so folks, at this point, how could I forget to talk about the combination very quickly? Probably I'll do that when I get back, courtesy Rashad's Men's Store. We'll chat a little bit more about that when we get back this morning. All right, folks, we want to remind you, continue to share the live, share the live, share the live.
2021 might have you kind of dumb, but 2022, you must get through with Tobago Updates morning show. I tell you, you're good to go. With Rhea, Julian, and the entire crew. Have no fear. Me, Eric Powder, and the family, wishing the viewers as well, Happy New Year!
Hi, I'm Kelvon Morris, Minority Leader, and what a joy it has been to make it through 2021. From my family to yours, we wish to extend to the family at Tobago Updates Morning Show and all of Tobago a Happy New Year and God's richest blessings. Let's make 2022 great.
Yes, this is Alan Stewart from the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, and on behalf of myself and my family, there are some special people that I want to say Happy New Year to. The Tobago Updates and that morning show, epic. I wish you guys all the best, success, and continue doing what you do. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you all.
Good morning to all the staff of one of my favorite morning shows, Tobago Updates Morning Show. And good morning to all the citizens of that great island in Tobago. You all may know who I am. I am the person that a certain individual lost confidence in earlier this year. And what was very interesting is that Tobago then lost confidence in him immediately after. This has been a very tough year for people all around the world, inclusive of Tobago. You all have done well. You all have ended the year well. And it is hoped that 2022 will be a great year for all of you all in Tobago. On behalf of the Griffith family, I wish you all a very happy New Year.
The Grinch has gone greener. In TNT, we love to lime and laugh a lot, but our waste hurts the earth, and that has got to stop. Good thing for those going greener, stepping up to save the day. Everyday heroes in their own way. You too can show you care. Recycle aluminum, plastic, glass, and Tetra Paks with iCare. Gather up the empties. Take them to your nearest iCare spot. They're all across the country. Check iCare TT and let's clean up. Help clear our drains and landfills. Stop the flood. So simple to do good. Recycle now with iCare. Let's all do our part. Show Sweet TNT we love you with all of our heart. Visit iCare TT for more info.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Talk, watch, and listen to win big this Christmas with a Digicel Prime Bundle. The more you watch, cheer, and dance to your favorite Digicel apps, the more chances you have to win thousands of shake-to-win prizes. Enter to win grand prizes of $100,000, home appliances, and groceries valued at $50,000 or free Digicel services for a year. Visit My Digicel or dial *323# to buy a Prime Bundle today. And talk, watch, listen to win big with Digicel. Better together this Christmas.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning,
Morning.
good morning.
Morning, good morning, viewers, and welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. Just before we get into our next interview, or in fact our first interview, we want to take the opportunity this morning to send out anniversary greetings. 15 years of wedded bliss to Kerry Porter and Bibi Porter. Happy anniversary going out to you guys, some of our friends, our favorite friends here at Tobago Updates. As well, you know, Bibi watches the show every morning. So, Bibi, good morning. And we trust that you and Kerry have a great day. And we trust God for 15 more plus years for you guys. Well, viewers, we switch gears at this time and we are chatting this morning with Father Phil Isaac, no stranger to Tobago, no stranger to Trinidad and Tobago, one of our friends here at the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And this morning we are talking about why wait to make resolutions. Father Phil, good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning and thank you and bless your studio and your
Thank
space.
you. Thank you so much. Well, it's good to have you on the program. Now, Father Phil, I think I got it wrong when I said that there's an issue with resolutions. Is there an issue with resolutions or an issue with New Year's resolutions?
The issue really is, let us say, New Year resolutions. New Year, because maybe, you know, as I sit here and I converse with you, maybe every resolution, when you start a resolution, it should begin a new year, a new chapter in your life.
Right.
Right? So my thing is, why wait until this 365 and a quarter has finished in order to try to make a resolution for the future? If there is something that comes to your mind now and you feel very strongly about it, why not decide upon it, insist upon it, and go after it?
Let's just be clear for our viewers this morning. When we talk about resolutions, what are we talking about?
Okay, as it is now coming to the end of the year, it is publicized, as I would say, and it seems to have become commonplace for persons to say, well, to ask the question to any one of us, you know, so what are your New Year resolutions? Have you made your New Year resolutions? What have you decided to do different next year? And now that we are coming to that juncture where the year is growing old, well, then maybe the old things are going to go into the past and we're going to have new things next year. What are the new things you expect to do from January 1, 2022 or any year of that? Right? And a long time, and I'm saying a long time ago, I decided, look, but why do I wait? If I want to do something, why do I wait until December 31 to start on January 1 on a new foot? We start on a new foot right away.
Right away.
Right away.
Whenever you think about making
right?
the changes.
You go through yourself and you do introspection and everything, and you take off.
I mean, I know you would have counseled persons and spoken with a lot of persons. Do you find persons coming to you with levels of regret for the past years? I mean, not just talking about 2021, but, you know, years before. Do they come to you at the end of the year saying, you know, I wish I had done X, Y differently, or next year I will do better in this area?
Off and on, it is not something that is, you know, I'll say very prevalent. But off and on, you find people would come and people would say that. And, you know, I'd have conversation with them. Different kinds of conversation depending on what they would, you know, what the issue is.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. So we're talking resolutions. What sort of resolutions can persons, you know, maybe put pen to paper to make for themselves?
As we move along, and I would look at this from maybe a general sense, and then from a Christian standpoint. In a general sense, introspection is very good all the time, right? And persons have their own standards. Persons observe others, you know, with their standards, and I suppose we try to emulate, or I would like to be like Rhea, you know, I like to be sitting and delivering hosting a television show at some time. Well then, question I would ask myself, well, how do I do that? Maybe I talk to Rhea or whatever, and then, you know, I say, you know, I think I am going to start on a journey to become like Rhea today. All right?
Interesting.
Well, you know, but I'm saying that this is what probably would go through a mind, or some person going to say, I really like how my life going, you know. You know?
That sounds like the real thing there, yes.
I really, you see me from next year?
Yes.
I'm going to change.
Yes.
And I, for example, quite recently, A young man came to me to tell me that, look, oh, Father Phil, I want to change my life, and so. All right, well, come on, let's have conversation. Let's find out what is in your life that you don't like, or you don't like how it's going, or that is not doing good for you, right? Because sometimes some persons are just doing things because it's of economic benefit.
Yeah.
And some persons do things because it's a general well-being, right? And I think the persons who do it for a general well-being, they get the most out of it because eventually, both their physical, their spiritual, and everything, you know. And you talk about persons, they don't like how they're going, and the reason why they don't like how they're going, it is only because how they interact with others, right? It is their perception of life. And maybe in changing or doing things differently, what that person really needs to do is to change his perception of life. For example, somebody's coming to you. Who is that person coming to me? I have to analyze that person coming to me. I mean, we do it subconsciously, right? And I am now expecting from that person is going to give me a negative. You know, all things like that, you know, sometimes we have to go into when we have the conversation and to say, well, look, okay, if you're going to want to change, but when are you going to want to change?
That's right.
It's not that I want to change tomorrow. I'll continue doing this. That is the most amusing for me. You know? I will continue behaving bad until December 31st.
sort of give myself time to acclimatize to behaving good.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
Let me ask you here now. 2022 has been pretty tough.
You mean
2021 has been pretty tough. We've had to deal, you know, people have had to deal with loss of family and friends and jobs and homes, and there was a lot of loss. What should persons concentrate on, or where, you know, are you able to steer them or guide them in a direction to be able to lift their heads in 2022? How do we leave 2021 in the past to step into 2022?
2020 and 2021, they have passed. All right. And I'm saying that because whatever paths that we tread, we're supposed to gain experiences from, you know? And we should not be sitting in 2022 contemplating on all the ills that would have taken place in the past and dwelling on them and murmuring over them.
Yeah.
All right? I'm a little bit of controversial thinker, maybe, right? And this morning, the sun came up. And the sun came up with brilliance. And the sun came up expecting to traverse the sky, right, with over many new experiences. 2021, 2022 is coming up just as the sun is rising. And it is expecting to traverse the sky, the year, with its own experiences. Yeah. How am I prepared to face them? Am I flexible enough to deal with situations as they come, or am I going to be wallowing in what happened in 2021 and crying over it while 2022 is going? That's my kind of concept of how I shape things. That's the philosophy of how I move, right? Yesterday was past, it was well spent. Let's make tomorrow a better day. That's right. As a matter of fact, one of my experiences I had, I cannot remember what was happening or what, but nevertheless, the person said, when you meet somebody, hug them and tell them, may today be the best day in your life. Think about it.
Yeah. And it may just cheer them up, it may just lift their spirits, you know. But what would be your message to the people of Tobago? In fact, to all of our viewers, those in Tobago, Trinidad, viewing online, those in the Caribbean, what would be your message for 2022?
You know, it is a good thing that, let us say, we're moving into 2022. Tobago is moving into 2022 with a spanking new administration. You know, there are those persons who are crying because they were whipped soundly. There are persons who are rejoicing because their side, as it were. The thing about it is that right now it's not about size.
Right.
Right? right now is about us, is about existing. How are we going to exist under God? How are we going to accept what God has given us and utilize it for the benefit of all? I remember when the children of Israel left Egypt and they went across to Canaan. God said, listen, I'm sending you to a land that I've prepared for you, generally, right? It has water, it has minerals, the soil is rich. Do not go back there and look for any ruler. Take a ruler from among you and go forward. And when you go forward and you prosper, thank God for it. Because God is the one who gave you all this, right? It's the same concept.
That's
Yeah,
right.
the same thing I can tell you in 2022. Forget 2021 and 2020. Let's go into 2022 with a positive attitude. Let's do exactly what God said to the church. As a matter of fact, we are beneficiaries of that same scriptural order because we were transported from a land into lands here that we have now.
That's right.
And check it out. We have good water, we have good land, we have plenty minerals, we have a lovely people, we have new culture, we even had steel band coming the other day. All right?
That's right.
Let us embrace it, be patriotic about it. Thank God.
Thank you so much. Father Phil Isaac, it's always a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much for being on the program with us today.
Thank you.
So viewers, coming up just after, Julian is going to be chatting with Dida and Daniel. It's all about growing what we eat, growing what we eat. So we encourage you this morning to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Hi there. What a year 2021 has been. To the Tobago Updates crew and to all of Trinidad and Tobago, health and strength for 2022. All the best.
Good morning from Being and Healing with Horses, sending you eternal blessings on this very last day of 2021. Count your blessings. You are a miracle.
I am Elton Watson, Methodist minister right here in the Tobago Circuit. And I'm in the northeastern end. Charlottesville, Lansome, Roxborough. And I want to wish you a favor-filled 2022. I promising you that we, the people called Methodists, will be praying for you as you go through the year, trusting God that this year more than any other year, we will give our hearts to Jesus Christ. So a blessed new year, 2022. God bless you.
Good morning, good morning, put a smile on your
The Grinch has gone greener. In TNT, we love to lime and laugh a lot, but our waste hurts the earth, and that has got to stop. Good thing for those going greener, stepping up to save the day. Everyday heroes in their own way. You too can show you care. Recycle aluminum, plastic, glass, and Tetra Paks with iCare. Gather up the empties. Take them to your nearest iCare spot. They're all across the country. Check iCare TT and let's clean up. Help clear our drains and landfills. Stop the flood. So simple to do good. Recycle now with iCare. Let's all do our part. Show Sweet TNT we love you with all of our heart. Visit iCare TT for more info.
Talk, watch, and listen to win big this Christmas with a Digicel Prime Bundle. The more you watch, cheer, and dance to your favorite Digicel apps, the more chances you have to win thousands of shake-to-win prizes. Enter to win grand prizes of $100,000, home appliances, and groceries valued at $50,000 or free Digicel services for a year. Visit My Digicel or dial *323# to buy a Prime Bundle today. And talk, watch, listen to win big with Digicel. Better together this Christmas.
moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning,
Morning. It's 7:34 a.m. viewers, and this is the Tobago Updates morning show. And yes, we're coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. You know, I wanted them to do the shot wide enough so you get a sense of courtesy Rochard's men's store down there in Mount Pleasant this morning. The floral shirt that I'm wearing, as well as the lineup matching trousers and so on. Of course, you know that at Rochard's men's store, it's not just about going to buy an outfit. Ultimately, you get the support on hand in store, and just as expected, they do the same even when I'm there. So what colors do you think would go with the shirt or would go with the pants, the shoes, etc.? So courtesy Rochard's men's store this morning, we're saying thank you as we go into this next segment. Now we're chatting with Didan Daniel, president of the Tobago Agricultural Society. Let us eat what we grow. Didan, good morning to you.
And good morning to you, Julian.
It seems like this is a topic we have explored before. And, you know, the realities that are now before us, we've seen where NFM would have indicated a price increase with regards to flour. And then yesterday, updates coming out based on the feedback or the pushback rather, and meeting with the ministry, they have reduced the extent of that increase and the impact that is due to come forward to the nation come Monday. But more importantly, there is still going to be an increase even if it's smaller, if that's it, in the price of flour. So we want to get a sense from the perspective of the, you know, the Agriculture Society. What is your admonition? What is your encouragement as we start up this morning?
Well, with a price increase for a staple like flour coming at this time, especially during this pandemic when people are really hard pressed, is ill-timed in a sense. But there is always an opportunity within a crisis situation. We in the Agricultural Society and other stakeholders in the sector have always been clamoring for the whole issue of food and nutrition security in the country. As it stands now, we are not in the position that we need to be with regards to being sure on these things, but it provides an opportunity for us to start to grow a lot more of the staples, the more nutritionally sound staples that we consume. So we're talking about our breadfruit, we're talking about cassava, sweet potato, yam, eddos, the whole shebang, so to speak. We need to grow a lot more of these things so that we could consume them as a substitute to wheat flour, which is devoid of nutrients and all that good stuff.
So tell us a little bit about that. We heard some of the comments on the live yesterday as well as in discussion. We're speaking to the alternatives to the wheat flour. You know, that we currently have such an extensive taste for. What are some of the alternatives in the Tobago space that we can definitely explore? And, you know, with certainty, we can meet up to the necessary production so that people can have access to it?
Well, as it stands right now, as it relates to the production, we have a few producers that are doing sporadic supplies of an alternative. We're talking about yam flour, cassava flour, sweet potato flour. But it is not produced at a highly commercial scale where you could go to a supermarket and say, okay, give me 5 pounds of sweet potato flour. We're not at that stage yet. We have the food technologists and so on who are on board, who will be willing to help to devise proper formulation, but we need to actually be producing these staples on a lot more consistent basis so that we could have the supply to make these secondary or value-added products. We're not at that stage yet. So we have to have place some priority on actually producing those staples. I know initiatives would have gone in the past. I know the division, the previously configured division had the Eat Local campaign, and it brought some success in terms of doctoring, for want of a better term, our taste for food so that we could use much more of the local things that we do grow.
So do you see us getting to a point, so ultimately what we're working towards is improving our production?
Yes, that is where it needs to be.
So do you see us getting to a point, or how do you see it working, that in the interim we try to focus on developing one, let's say, cassava flour, or do you think we should kind of have the capacity to develop them at the same time, as you say, looking at cassava flour, looking at yam flour and so on? What do you think is the best case for starting up or moving to a larger production in that area?
Okay, well, good business practice would suggest that you'll want to master at least one thing first, and then once you could benefit from lessons learned, and then you scale up into something else. So the most available staple you might get is like sweet potato or cassava. So we could choose between one of those two and start to develop the secondary product. And then once we build up with the technologies and the capabilities and so on, we could branch off to another product. But incidentally, wheat flour is perhaps one of the highest in terms of our food import bill. Wheat flour for both animals and human consumption is a disproportionately high percentage of our food import bill, right? And so once we build up capacity in one of those things, sweet potato and so on, right, we have now about 600 acres of land in Hope Farm, idle basically. We could put those things to production, put those lands to production, and ramp up our supply of these staples.
All right. What about the option? I'm seeing one of our viewers here speaking to the concept of breadfruit flour.
Yes.
Is that one of the staples that we can potentially look at as well, based on the availability of breadfruit within our Tobago space?
Yes, that is an excellent option. In terms of how the actual product is, it for convertibility to flour, it is an easy thing. A breadfruit tree takes a certain amount of time to grow. We don't have a lot of it on the ground at the moment, but I know of initiatives to actually increase our production of breadfruit. One of the things that really good, special about breadfruit is that it's one of the products that could really reduce poverty in a quick space of time. In terms of its production method, is very sustainable. You get high yields from a tree and all those things. The amount of husbandry, for want of a better word, to get the tree up to a certain point, it doesn't take quite a lot more. It's less intensive than other crops. So certainly there is one thing we could do. I know in one of the Dutch island, Curacao thing, they are heavy on doing that kind of stuff, right? We're supposed to get those things ramp up so that when you go to KFC, you know you're getting a side of breadfruit fries instead of...
and in fact, that happens in some islands where it is...
St. Vincent.
Correct, based on what their staple is and so on, and what's popular in their area. I want you to give us a sense in terms of the Tobago Agriculture Society, the role you see the Agriculture Society playing in moving this process forward and really working towards developing in those areas. And then I also want you to touch on if you see a role also for the Tobago House of Assembly.
Well, let's start with the Tobago House of Assembly. I think that the Tobago House of Assembly should really play the role of developing an enabling environment for agriculture to flourish on the island. As it stands right now, agriculture only accounts for 0.7% of the island's GDP. Overall in the country is about 1.3%. We're not where we're supposed to be. I've said that ad nauseum. It needs to do that and create the environment for farmers to flourish. Right? One of the ways that could happen, and this is one of the roles of the Tobago Agricultural Society with regards to advocacy and representation, to put on the table that one of the things that is needed to really boost agriculture is to fix the marketing infrastructure. Right? We still have a situation where a farmer would produce stuff and he doesn't know, or she doesn't know, when she gets in it sell. So developing the agro-processing sector is a good way to take that supply. Encouraging more of our populace to eat local food is a certain way to do it, and that will provide the kind of impetus to build the marketing infrastructure to make things happen. So the role I'm saying for the THA is to create that environment. I'm all for private sector involvement in these things, because when you have government involvement in it, a lot of the vitality is stopped up in bureaucracy and special interests and all those kind of things. Private sector involvement in the sector to grow the food, to process it, to package it, distribute, market, the whole shebang.
So you're seeing that that's definitely one of the areas that the society can take a lead with in terms of working along with the private sector, while the Tobago House of Assembly provides what we would consider an enabling kind of environment.
Yes. Our key role as an industry association is really to representation, to put these ideas to the fore, to work with other stakeholders, to create this situation that we all could benefit, right? Because we have been saying it over and over again, our end goal is food and nutrition security.
And even one of the things I wanted to touch on as well, for the benefit of our viewers, even outside of producing, looking at cassava flour, breadfruit flour, and yam and so on. Speak to one of the things that we have benefited from for years, where this forms part of our meal quite naturally, where you boil and you prepare it, and you have it with various options. Would production lend to that?
Yes, certainly, because we do have it as a staple. We have flour as a staple for sure because the supply is consistent. So once we build up production in those areas and we make sure that it goes into the school feeding program, we encourage our restaurants to stock the product. And one of the ways you do that is by having consistency in quality and quantity. Right,
and that's what I'm getting to. Is the society and farmers able to support that kind of production when we're getting it out there like this?
Not at the moment. That is one of the challenges that we do have, right, in terms of the consistency in quality and quantity. And one of the ways how you do that, and going back to the marketing infrastructure, once you have where the output from a farm goes to an agro-processor, goes to a restaurant, goes to a hotel, those kind of things, then you create the kind of buoyancy that is needed to move the sector forward. So we have to work on things like grades and standards to make sure that if I say I'm selling you a breadfruit, a large breadfruit, it doesn't be a medium breadfruit the week before, because that's one of the things that these processors and end users look for, that consistency in quality. So once we are able to do that and produce and use the necessary incentives that are out there, we could do real good things. But production is our main thing. We have to produce and produce and produce.
All right, so folks, you're hearing it there from the president of the Tobago Agriculture Society, Didan Daniels, speaking to the need for greater production and certainly encouraging us to eat what we grow. We've had it here for a very long time in the Tobago space, and we want to ensure that we continue to make full use of it as far as possible. So we want to remind persons of that as we transition out of the old year 2021 and into the new year 2022. Just a reminder again, sending out thanks and appreciation. Yes, those of you sending the message in, you like the shirt. Yep, it's Rashad's Men's Store. Thank you to Rashad's Men's Store this morning. Support to Tobago Updates morning show here. Folks, we want to remind you to continue to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Happy New Year to Tobago Update Morning Show. It's a pleasure to have been on your show, and I wish you all the best in 2022.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
The Grinch has gone greener. In TNT, we love to lime and laugh a lot, but our waste hurts the earth, and that has got to stop. Good thing for those going greener, stepping up to save the day. Everyday heroes in their own way. You too can show you care. Recycle aluminum, plastic, glass, and Tetra Paks with iCare. Gather up the empties. Take them to your nearest iCare spot. They're all across the country. Check iCare TT and let's clean up. Help clear our drains and landfills. Stop the flood. So simple to do good. Recycle now with iCare. Let's all do our part. Show Sweet TNT we love you with all of our heart. Visit iCare TT for more info.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
To all Tobagonians and visitors of this beautiful island, the Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative is seeking your efforts and support in keeping a clean and organized, friendly environment. In doing so, drop-off bins are located at strategic areas around Tobago for your recyclable materials such as plastics, aluminum and steel cans, glass bottles and Tetra Paks in bags, and let's protect our environment. Our own Tobago Recycling Resource Initiative is here to propel that change. Look for the white bin nearest to your area.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Everybody had to eat, all right? Come on.
I told you what to do already.
Breaking up, breaking up. Good morning Tobago, and welcome back to Tobago Updates. I am Candice Jackson, coming to you live from the Viewport Supermarket in downtown in Scarborough. And you might be asking, why is Candice in the middle of a grocery? Well, I am here because, in case you don't know, Viewport Supermarket has won the People's Choice of the Supermarket of the Year for Tobago. And these are some awards that are put on by the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago. So with me this morning is Mr. Ronaldo Belfon, who is the owner of Viewport, the manager of Viewport. And welcome this morning. Welcome to Tobago Updates, and a special good morning to you, Mr. Belfon.
Thank you, and thanks for having me, man.
Great. All right, so tell us a little bit about this award and what it means for the management and of Viewport Supermarket in Tobago.
All right, so this award is put on by the Supermarkets Association, which has been in existence for about 28 years now. And the People's Choice Award, I think, is validation of the hard work that has been put in by our management or staff to really serve the people of Tobago, and we really thank the people of Tobago for choosing us as the #1 supermarket in Tobago.
And of course, we know Viewport has changed over the years. It started off very small, very humble, and it has been expanding. Tell me a little bit about that journey that you guys took over the past few years.
All right, so Viewport is going on 3 generations strong now, in various incarnations, starting as a small shop in Milford Road, Canaan, where we still operate today, to expanding to where we are in Scarborough. And as you may know, we recently made another expansion, almost doubled our square footage at the Scarborough branch about a year and a half ago. And we have plans for future expansions, so look out for more things from Viewport Supermarket, man.
Any hints about what some of those things might be?
I don't want to give away too much, but let's just say that we have heard the cries of the people, and some of our loyal customers have asked for more service, and so we're going to supply that using various channels.
And I know something that happened over the COVID pandemic. It propelled, I mean, of course, COVID-19 forced everybody to be a little bit more innovative in some the way that they do things. And one of the things that you guys introduced is that whole digital platform, so that, you know, persons can access your services digitally. So tell me a little bit about that. How has that been working, and, you know, where do you plan to take that in the future?
All right, so the pandemic has really been tough on us. People think that you know, supermarkets did well during the pandemic, but even us, we did see some curtailment in terms of revenues during this period, and also a lot of our customers going through a lot of economic challenges at the moment, not to mention health challenges. So one of the things that we introduced to help serve our customers is, as you mentioned, the WhatsApp and online grocery ordering service, and we plan to expand that even more in the coming year. Hopefully we're going to have a distribution system linked to the ordering system very soon, so persons could get their groceries without leaving their home with just a click of a button.
All right, and then tell us a little bit about, you know, your customer base. Like, how has things been, especially over this past year? I mean, this year I know it's a bit challenging, but what has it been like interacting with your customers, and, you know, as you're trying to expand your business and so on, and, you know, be bigger for the future?
All right. So the customer base is really the working class people of Tobago, the everyday man or woman on the street, and we are trying our best to serve them the best that we can. And I must say that as a recognition of this award from the people of Tobago and their support, we plan to distribute 100 hampers to needy families all across Tobago. So 100 hampers will be given to persons stretching from Crown Point to Charlottesville, and that should be rolled out in the next coming days. So we'll be reaching out to persons from the religious community, leaders in the political space, and other social activists to help us identify families in need, and we're aiming for 100 families at the very least to be supported by this program. And I must also say that this program is also in recognition of one of our dear colleagues who passed away recently, Miss Yvonne Reds Edwards, who has been a long-standing member of staff with us at our Canaan branch for probably well over a decade. And of course, our thoughts and prayers are with her family at this time.
Okay. All right. So, you know, we're ending Viewport, I should say, is ending 2021 in a good note. Is there any special message do we have for, you know, the coming year and so on? And, you know, anything that you want to say to your customers as we roll into the new year in just a few short hours?
All right. So 2021 has been very, very tough, but I believe in the resilience of Tobagonians. I think we just need to have a little bit more belief in our abilities, and the work that we have done here at the store and the work that I'm seeing even small actors doing in Tobago is very heartening. So I want to encourage Tobagonians, despite the challenges that we're going through, despite the rough waters, that once you put in the work, put in the energy, I'm sure that we will achieve a lot more than we even think that we're capable of.
And of course, I mean, you have to thank your customers for this award, because I just want to talk a little bit about how you were able to win this award, right? I mean, you have different categories for the supermarkets of the year and so on, but this one in particular is one that customers were able to call in and vote for, right?
Right, so unlike the other awards which were chosen by a panel set up by the Supermarkets Association, this was voted on directly by the customers. And I must say, we have some of the most amazing customers in the world. Some of our customers are like family. Some of our customers, sometimes our customers are even, you know, sometimes we might be missing a bag packer. And when they look who packing the bags, actually a customer rush down their bags and start packing other people's groceries. So we have some real eclectic mix of customers, and we appreciate each and every single one of you. Some of them miserable at times, but we appreciate you nonetheless, man.
Yes, you were telling me some stories earlier. But folks, you know, I mean, this is what it is all about. It is about appreciating each other, appreciating our business persons, because we know it has not been easy. As it has not been easy on all of us as Tobagonians, it has not also been easy for the business persons. And, you know, even though you might see the numbers in the grocery stores, that does not necessarily mean that, you know, the revenue is coming in as reflection of the numbers, right?
Yes.
So, but I mean, we want to thank you, Mr. Balfon. It was such a pleasure speaking with you this morning. You know, Tobago, I just want to wish you all a very happy new year and much blessings. And, you know, hold strong, thank God for every day that we are able to open our eyes. But that's it from me, Candace Jackson, at Viewport Supermarket in downtown Scarborough, and it is back to you in studio.
Thank you so much there, Candace Jackson, chatting there with the operations manager at Viewport, Mr. Ronaldo Belfon. Congratulations again to you, Viewport Supermarket. Viewers, we want to take the opportunity at this time to send out some birthday greetings to Sean Daniel, my very good friend from Mount Grace, celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Sean, I love you. We love you. Happy birthday going on to you. And we pray God's continued blessings on you. Life is better with you around. As well, we are saying a special hello this morning to Nigel Davidson. Yes, Nigel, Didan did get your message. Yes, your good friend Didan Daniel, your classmate. So I asked him, I said, is this Nigel Davidson? Puni, Nigel Davidson. Yes. Good morning to you, Puni. All right, so we switch gears at this time, viewers. We're chatting at this time with Pastor Josanne Dyer, Josanne Alabi Dyer. Allow me to put in the Alabi here. She's the pastor of the Restorers of the Breach Ministries. And this morning, viewers, we're talking about after your resolutions, then what? Good morning and welcome to you, Pastor Dyer.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. Good morning to you, the viewers. Good morning, Tobago.
Now, Pastor Dyer, we're talking here, this is the last day of 2021, December 31st. We have made it. I said to someone this morning, hey, we made it.
Yeah.
We are among those who made it.
Yeah, yeah.
We are alive, our eyes open this morning. There are a lot of persons who did not make it.
Yeah.
But yet we have a lot, while we have a lot to be thankful for, yet we consider those who we would have lost along the way. even as we move into 2022, let's talk a little bit about the resolutions before we get into what next.
Yes. So again, a pleasant good morning. Thank you so much, Ria, for having me. We're talking about resolutions this morning. We're talking about making them, why even make them, and how do you follow through with them. Right. I love the scripture that tells us many are the plans of a man's heart, but it is God's purpose that comes to pass. It tells me that, Ria, we can have a lot of plans. Like when we started off 2021, some of us had so many plans. I had a lot of plans. I thought, well, you know what, this thing's going to blow over, and we're going to go back and we're going to get some, and then it just hit us back with another lockdown again, and we just went straight back into what we would have had in 2020. And we would have started off the year, and like many persons, with so many plans. But we have come to understand the scripture in its fruition, that it really leaves room that it is God whose purpose is fulfilled. Yes. And sometimes we may not even know fully or understand fully what God's plan is for our lives in an entire new year. But it's never a bad idea to have a plan. Right. But we leave room for God, so He can still alter it in the case where He wants to establish purpose in that year with our lives as well.
All right. So we have a goal.
Yes.
We have a plan.
Yes.
But we leave room for whatever God decides to do.
Yes.
Have you had persons say, look, Pastor, I have a plan and I'm sticking to my plan?
Yeah.
And then God interrupts the plan?
Well, that's the thing. The word resolution actually means making a firm decision. One of the main reasons, Ria, why resolutions never come off is because it's just an emotional thing we do at the end of the year. But to actually make a resolution, it's a head thing. It's a mind thing. And most times when we make a decision or we make a plan to have a New Year's resolution, it's an emotional feeling. Everybody's doing this and I need to have one. I need to write one and put it up on my wall. But it's not something you made a firm decision in your mind with. T.D. Jakes says the power of the mind. If you steer the mind in the right direction, it will change your life. Right. And I believe most times our resolutions don't come to pass, Ria, because it's not a mind thing. It's really an emotional thing. So you find now January comes, the emotions gone, New Year's is out, the hype is over, and it's like, what next? Look, forget about our prayer and fast. I said I was going in as I feel depressed, I feel overwhelmed, life is not looking like I thought it would be, and we just sunk back into our old habits. So resolutions are firm decisions. So in order for me to make a resolution and to keep a resolution, if you're viewing today, it must start with the mind. It must be something you're conscious of, something you believe that is realistic, something you believe you can attain, and something you believe in your mind you can reach for. Yeah.
I feel as though I should be saying amen here. This is not just thank you. No, this is an amen moment. So feel free, viewers, to say amen to what Pastor Dyer just had to say. Now, how do we move? And I like that. Resolution, sound decision.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just about the emotion. No, it's not on the. You're not on the hype. Well, you know, everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it, and we just party balloons. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like I had a statement of I'm gonna be a millionaire by August. The resolution shouldn't be a millionaire. It should be how am I gonna begin my journey. This is why I say the goals must be realistic ones. How I'm going to begin my journey to become a millionaire. So maybe your resolution should really be, I want to start my own business. Right. I want to get off the ground with my own business. So by August, my business must be up and running. I must be able to meet the market, X, Y, and Z. We have a way with the hype, we plan unrealistic goals, things we would not attain. And that's another pitfall why resolutions never come to pass, because we love to look big in our resolutions. Like, you know, oh, by December I'm going to have a new brand car, I'm going to have my house, this, and that's good dreams, but is it realistic? Because I've found that if you put realistic goals, they are easier reachable and attainable, and you feel more accomplished when the year is over than trying to exaggerate big things, even putting stuff up in the clouds there and say, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And we are at December 31st of 2021. And if you go back to that list, you may have accomplished none.
Right.
Because in the hype, everybody's claiming and naming. You know, that whole claim it, you name it, claim it. These things are very cliche and they really don't produce if there's no work into it. So this name it and claim it thing, that is really a fantasy if there's no work behind it.
So you're saying here that with every resolution, there should be some level of work, some level of action.
Hard work and hard action, because it's a mind decision. And when you make a mind decision, what happens is you now begin to follow through. So you say, okay, I'm going to read, like this is one of my resolutions I always have every year, to read a certain amount of books, right? Grow my own self. Do a course and grow myself, because the more knowledge you have, the more you can impart to someone else. If you have nothing on the inside, what are you imparting? So I would say, okay, I want to read one book. I'm not going to say a library. I'm not going to say 10 books, because 10 books sounds really good to put on my resolution. But God loves the truth. I'm going to barely scrape through here with one book. I'm going to barely scrape through if I make 10 chapters, because it takes discipline. We have a lot going on with children, family, ministry. As I said, it has to be realistic. But if I can complete one book at the end of 2022, I'm going to feel really accomplished, because I just got through what I needed to get through at that year and put something in substance to keep going. So make your goals realistic, and you got to put in the work, reschedule your time, put in the hours. Like for me, my day is gone, so I have to back up my time into the wee hours of the morning if I'm going to get this book in, or else I'm going to be like many folks, party pooping at this very hour, looking at my list. I mean, wow, Pastor Joe, what did you do? What did you do? Where are you at this hour? You feel like a failure? No, don't. Plan for 2022 with realistic goals.
So what would you like to say to our viewers this morning who are sitting there thinking, so what do I do? How do I do? What's my next step?
All right, great. So if you are like me this morning and you are planning for 2022 and you're saying, you know, God, help me to have reachable goals, attainable goals, things that, God, I know I would accomplish and I can accomplish. The first thing I want to encourage you to do is don't go with the whole list like everybody do every year. Maybe it's just one goal you need to have. Maybe it's just 2 goals you need to have. Try and don't fit in the clutter with everyone else. Try and tailor your resolutions to suit your life, because everyone's life is different. So I can't go and say, okay, like a college student who may have time to study and say, I want to read 10 books like my college friend. She may have time and I may have no time. So you have to tailor your resolution to suit your life. The next thing I would ask you to do is, when you're making your plan, ensure it's a mind plan and not a heart plan. Because a lot of times we have heart plans that fade away when we get overwhelmed, we get depressed, we feel like life's not going the way it should. Make it a mind plan, one that you are going to put effort behind, one that you are going to put work behind. The next thing I'm going to tell you is make it plain. The Bible tells us in Habakkuk 3, write the vision down. Make it simple. You want your resolution to be simple. That every time you walk by and you see it, you're like, oh yeah, I know I got to do that. Right? Make your resolution so simple that you are always reminded what you have to do. Don't try to make it so complicated. Not you yourself can't even figure it out. You have to put a magnifying glass and say, prophet, come interpret this thing for me. You have to make it so simple that you can see, read a book. Read a book. Read a book. It's in front of your face. Read a book. You need to read more. Okay, or you need to learn another language. Some people's resolution is that I want to learn Spanish. I want to learn at least 2 sentences more, because some of us just have one word.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Hi, my name is. Some of us, we are stuck from since primary school what we learn. So maybe that's your resolution. That's okay. And maybe my last thing I'm going to tell you is make your goal reachable. One that you can touch, one that you know you will reach if you put in time and effort. Make it reachable. So when my year 2021 started, I had so many plans. But I'm glad that I am here in December 31st and I have knocked off so many. And I was here previously with my book launch. My book launch was one of my plans. And I can sit here and say, thank you, Lord. Maybe that's the biggest one I came through. But for me, it was something big I knocked off of my list. So yeah, 2022 is on the brink and I'm ready and ready to go again. I'm making it realistic. I'm doing it with my mind. I'm making sure it's not a heart thing, but it's a mind thing. I'm ensuring it's reachable and obtainable. And most of all, I'm making it simple and plain so that every time I see it, I can remember that I need to activate it.
Thank you so much. Pastor Dyer, this is an excellent way to end this interview. I really want to thank you for being on the program with us
Most
today.
welcome.
And all the best to you and the folks at the ministry.
Yes.
Yes, to you and your family and the folks at the ministry. Viewers, we've got lots more coming up on the program. Julian is going to be back on set with us, so share the live, share the live, share the live.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Put a smile on
The Grinch has gone greener. In TNT, we love to lime and laugh a lot, but our waste hurts the earth, and that has got to stop. Good thing for those going greener, stepping up to save the day. Everyday heroes in their own way. You too can show you care. Recycle aluminum, plastic, glass, and Tetra Paks with iCare. Gather up the empties. Take them to your nearest iCare spot. They're all across the country. Check iCare TT and let's clean up. Help clear our drains and landfills. Stop the flood. So simple to do good. Recycle now with iCare. Let's all do our part. Show sweet TNT we love you with all of our heart. Visit iCare TT for more info.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning, folks. This is the Tobago Updates morning show, and this is our final segment coming to you live here from the Port Mall in Scarborough on the final Friday and the final day of 2021. We're excited, we're thankful that we are here with you this morning, folks. And yes, I had to make sure here that we had a standing shot.
Definitely.
So that they could clearly get the outfit here this morning. And this comes to you courtesy Rashad's Men's Store. Yeah, let me make sure the camera picking me up here.
We need to get the entire
Let me make sure the camera
shot.
picking me up here.
We need to get you from head to toe.
Rashad's Men's Store here this morning, and Rashad's is located at New Grange Development, Mount Pleasant Main Road. Phone contact 631-1049. That's 631-1049. You can also connect with them via Instagram. Shirt, the full outfit. You see Andy how they have the matching belt to go with the shoes and so on. Yep, courtesy Rashad's Men's Store. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Could you just raise the pant
leg?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you make sure
That's
that the
right.
socks is also matching in with the shirt.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about here. Courtesy Rashad's Men's Store coming to you there in Mount Pleasant. So we invite you, please head out and ensure you support local at Rashad's Men's Store. It's the final day of the year.
Final day of the year, but I want to say thank you as well to Mateo's, the Master Cobbler, one of our sponsors as well, and Here Sanctuary, another one of our sponsors, House of Norma. Thank you so much. We continue to encourage your support for 2022, and yes,
Yes, and we also want to remind others, you can feel free to come on board with us. You contact us via info@tobagoupdates.com. That's info@tobagoupdates.com, or you can also contact us via phone at 284-6597. That's 284-6597. Folks, Ria, Tobago Updates only started for us just in October.
Yes.
And we want to thank you all so much for the love and support for 2021. Ria, it feels like we've been here for an entire year.
Yes.
But we've only been here for just over 2 months with you via the Tobago Updates morning show. We want to thank all of you for the love and support. I see Erla Hazel on the live this morning. Thank you so much. I see Iwona Mark, Vanilla Myers Hector, Russell Morrison, Aliyah Charles, Siobhan Stewart Allen joining us on the live. Yes, we got to take some time out for you all this morning. Elvis O'Connor, that's my uncle there out in Trinidad as well, joining us in on the live this morning. We want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Kuki Melville, Liesel James, Latoya Anderson. Oh my gosh, folks, that's about the time we have this morning.
Shala Ramsey Roberts and Lisa Arthur Lovell. Lots of love going out to you guys. Have a great day. Have a wonderful year. Viewers, whatever you do this evening, however you choose to end off 2021, we trust that you do it safely. We trust that as you enter into 2022, that you're going to put Jesus first. Allow God to be your guide.
And a sneak peek to some of the members behind the team here this morning. Hey, you're seeing Daya in the mix.
No, we want to see your face. Yeah. So
why isn't Cassie on set responsible for our makeup and ensuring every morning?
Cass, I want you on this side.
So Cassie is also
the lady responsible for my makeup every morning, viewers.
Yes.
This is Cassie. Cassandra Hosang.
Folks, the technical team here making it happen.
Do we have anyone else?
Every
Can we see anyone
morning.
else coming
Well, you know,
up?
Pax is always busy arranging something.
Do we have anyone else? Come on up here, Judan.
We really want to thank the entire team. Is Judan coming to join us in the next year? I think he's going to pop right into the middle here. Do you all know Judan by chance?
Judan is one of the youngest members of the team, but I'll tell you this.
Well, youngest male.
Youngest male, but he is an exceptional guy, exceptional person to work with. So thank you so much to the management and staff of Tobago Updates.
All local folks in terms of here in Tobago making the difference for you. She isn't here with us this morning, but we want to shout out Aliyah Holder, also on the team making a difference here. Hi, Aliyah, making a difference here with the Tobago Updates morning show. We really love you folks, and we thank you so much for the love and support. Yeah, these guys are just accustomed being on the technical side, so we kind of put them on the spot this morning. Ria?
That's right. That guy, Ryan, from Northside, who visits us, good morning to you indeed, and we love you so much.
He must be deep in the woods by now.
Yeah, we love you so much, okay? So, to the management and staff, have a great day. Have a wonderful start to the New Year's, and we will see you, God willing, on Monday. Remember to wear your mask, sanitize, and find a way to socially
distance. Put up those hands, yes.
Yeah, we'll do it.
This is the Tobago Updates morning show. We love you. Bye-bye.
Oh, my God.
Nah, this has been a good...
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning.